Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that should be it. Let me check. Yep. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me keep the chat open. Hi guys. So, um, it's been a minute since I've posted anything on my YouTube, or done a stream or anything like that. So I thought now might be a good time since I have some free time, and I haven't really had a lot of free time at all for the past several weeks. So, um, hey, no time like the present. So now I can answer some questions and catch you guys up on what's exactly going on. But in this stream, I'm going to be deving. I'm going to be making the game instead of playing it. So because I've noticed that like playing it, I can't like stop and look at the chat as comfortably. So yeah. Anyway, here we go. Let me open Roblox Studio real quick, and Visual Studio. If I can, hello. There we go. This is 638. Okay. Terminal. Also, I might not be able to get to every single question today. Mainly because there's more people in chat than I'm used to. Like every single time I stream, this is a bit of a problem where there's just more people in chat. So I need to learn to properly manage that. Okay, so today we are going to be working on what? The upgrades. I'm going to be doing a lot of coding. Going to be doing a lot of looking at magic words, magic fancy words. But until then, well, let me connect this and then let me go to chat and see what everyone's saying. So give me 1 minute, guys. Should not have started like that, but whatever. Here we go. Questions don't, I guess, necessarily need to be about Pizza Game. I don't know. You can, yeah, they don't need to be about Pizza Game. You can ask any question. Yeah, just any question. I'm here to answer whatever burning questions you guys might have. So the how do I say that? Polio. The city is going to be coming next update. This update, we're doing a lot of changes to the gameplay and content for weapons and such and so forth. But the next stage is going to be next update, because that one's going to be a big one. Am I going to buy buff spicy pepperoni? No, Anthony. I am actually going to remove it. I'm going to be removing all the upgrades and to replace it, I'm going to be adding another upgrade system called the Requiem shop. I can actually show you guys that in a moment for any of you guys who have not been caught up with the plan. How did we collaborate with Forsaken? It was actually kind of a funny story. So for a long time, actually, you know what? I now realize this is going to be dead silence for the entire duration of the stream. So give me a moment. Let me play some sick beats in the background, so it's not incredibly awkward. 1 minute. I'm just gonna straight up play some lo-fi. but not the radio created by AI, because we don't like that one. Why not? Alright. Turn that up a little bit. Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, how do we collab with Forsaken? So we actually, me and Cream Soda, we've been hearing a lot, like, before we collabed, we heard a lot that people wanted collabs and such and so forth, but every time we'd say, yeah, no, that's not happening. Pizza Game is never getting big enough to collab with a game that big. And yeah, we kind of just left it at that. And then after a while, one of our fans made fan art of a Pizza Game skin, like a Pizza Guy skin for Forsaken. And we actually didn't even know it existed. But they sent their fan art. Actually, I think a friend of theirs sent their fan art. But whatever. Fan art got into the Forsaken devs server. Alright, no, I think they DM'd it to them. They DM'd them the fan art and were like, hey, you guys should do a collab with Pizza Game, it'd be awesome. And I think the Forsaken devs thought that that person was like a part of our dev team. So they thought that we were like coming to them and being like, let's collab. And then I was in a VC and the person who like sent them the art was like, hey, Forsaken devs want to collab. And we were like, wait, what? And they were like, yeah, they're in like the other VC and they want to talk about the collab. And I'm like, what collab? What are we talking about? And then I went into the other VC and apparently they wanted to collab, and I was like, yeah, I didn't even know about this. And they were like, oh, we thought you made that. We thought that was like official art that you guys wanted to do. And I was like, no, I didn't even know about this. And they were like, oh, what, do you want to collab? And I was like, yeah, sure. So and of course that fan art is the official design that we went with, and that actually changed the canonical design of Pizza Guy. Before, he didn't have like the straps and the shadow and like all that detail. He was just like Robloxian Pizza Guy or whatever. I'm really happy with the new design though. The fan artist is actually Tuna or Takare, the same person who made the thumbnail art for these streams. Actually, a lot of thumbnail art. They're kind of like the official Pizza Game concept artists at this point. They weren't before, but now they are. So it was a pretty funny situation. Let me go back to chat and see what everyone's talking about. Awesome. Sorry, look, I'm trying to get like, if you have a question, put a question mark at the end of it, because like I'm like scanning the chat and like looking for question marks. What is be rich? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Did I start the stream because of your comment, Frederick Von Fred? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe? I don't remember. Maybe you like said something that like hit my subconscious and made me want to stream. I don't know, maybe. Lilia Blood Dead. Does coding is really that hard? Yes. Okay, well, kind of. Yes. Yeah. It depends. It depends on number one, what you're making, number two, how long you've been doing it, and number three, how well the structure is. And I guess, you know, structuring is a part of coding, so or how well the structure is made, but that's a part of coding, so I guess that's a part of the difficulty. So it is pretty difficult setting up a proper structure and making sure everything's stable, making sure everything's stable. The problem with Pizza Game is extravagantly difficult to code, almost entirely because the structure is horrible. The code for this game is so bad, which you guys will see in a minute. If anybody knows Lua or how to code, throughout this stream, you will notice very quickly how absolutely just terrible this code is. Because at the time that I was making this game, I was just trying to make a game to finish. I wasn't like trying to make it for like longevity or trying to make it like coded well or anything. I just wanted to make a game work, so I hard coded everything, like everything. So the entire game is just a spaghetti coded, hard coded mess. There is no structure. It is fixing a bug takes so long because every single time I have to follow a mile-long string of code down to a source in order to fix the issue. Every single time, and it takes me like 3 hours to fix the simplest issues. It is an absolute mess. But yeah, this code base is terrible, and developing this game sucks because of it, which is completely my fault. I've learned my lesson, and I will now not make bad code ever, because who knows, the game could pop off. But yeah, coding is hard. It takes a long time to do. And it can be easier. It can actually be fun if you have a good structure and you're making sure that you're developing things properly. Hi Dud, what's your thoughts on the new Thug album? Naomi says, I don't know. I don't know who that is or what that is. Sorry. Mashed Zombie, what is your opinion on Forsaken? It's not a bad game. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Dead by Daylight. So a Dead by Daylight game is not really my cup of tea. I played it a few times, you know, because you have a skin in there. And I enjoyed it, you know, for the most part, but ultimately it's not exactly my kind of game. This driving pizza guy's really cheap. That's just regular. Wabar, Wabar asks, what is Drav and Pizza Guy's relationship outside of just working together? They're friends. That's essentially it. They're as friendly as, you know, any two guys working together to kill a bunch of people and kill God. So yeah. I wouldn't go so far as to say, I've heard a lot of people mention Venom and Eddie. I wouldn't go so far as to say exactly Venom and Eddie, because that's more of like an I'm gonna say antagonistic, not antagonistic. Like they're kind of like frenemies-ish, more friends than enemies, but still kind of frenemies. But not, that's not really Pizza Guy and Drop's thing. They're just straight up friends. They do not have beef. Will I be doing a devlog number 2? I would like to. So this goes into another point, or one of the points that I wanted to make today. Something that I wanted to talk about was why this is taking so long. Why this update is taking so incredibly long. And it almost completely comes down to the fact that I have become incredibly busy. I recently started working, and even more recently I got another job and I'm working full-time now, so I don't have nearly as much time. Not only that, but even more recently I picked up another job on top of my first job, so now instead of having 4 hours a day to work on Pizza Game, I now have about 2 days a week to work on Pizza Game. And not even 2 full days a week, because often I work the second job on those 2 days. So I usually have about 10 hours a week or so to work on Pizza Game. So, or actually not even to work on Pizza Game, just as free time. So I usually spend that probably maybe like 8 hours a week I'll be working on Pizza Game, and then maybe even 4 hours if I'm working on another game like Chord or some of the other projects I have been working on. But yeah, the time working on Pizza Game has been steadily declining, and hopefully eventually I can get into a stable place where I can start taking a little more free time, a little more personal time. But for right now, I'm working a lot, and that just doesn't leave a lot of time for Pizza Game anymore. So I'm gonna try my best to like get this going as quickly as I can, but ultimately not as much time. So that's mainly why this is taking so long. I'm gonna be real, this update should have been out. It should have been out even like it should have been out before August. I'm gonna be so real. And now it's coming out after August. I'm really hoping to get it out before October 31st. That would be insane if I that would be insanely long if I got it out October 31st. I would like to get it out sometime before then, but October 1st is like really coming up. And not only that, I want to do a Halloween update, and I want it to be like actually a good one this time. Though like the last one wasn't bad, but I feel like we could do better, and I have a lot planned for that. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that and then also this update. It's just a lot. And then I want to do Chord things also, and like every so often I go back to Chord and work on that. So it's I'm trying to make a schedule. I'm trying to like manage my time better, but it's becoming difficult. I'm not used to having this little free time. As as my first video stated, we were two guys with too much free time, and now we're two guys with like no free time. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. What do you plan to buff or nerf in this update? T-Ball says. A lot of things are getting changed. I wouldn't. Well, I'm nerfing the Gratana, that's for sure, because that thing was busted. I'm not nerfing Philip. I know everyone wants me to nerf Philip. I'm not doing it. I'm not nerfing level 2 because. Excuse me. I'm not nerfing level 2 because, frankly, the difficulty is as it's supposed to be. Maybe. Okay, no, wait. I will nerf level 2, but not in the way you're thinking. I'm going to rebalance one of the arenas, the cross arena specifically, because that is a massive jump in difficulty. When I designed it, I was not thinking of when enemies would show up. So, like, I would design it with certain enemies, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that these enemies would show up in level 2. So you'd go from level 1 having a bunch of lunatics and little dudes to level 2, and there's like a bajillion like pretty strong enemies. I wasn't thinking about that when I designed it, so I designed it like crap. So that like cross arena, I will be rebalancing, because that is too much. Like, even when I play it on the base game, I sweat sometimes when trying to do that. So yeah, that needs to be rebalanced. But apart from that, level 2 is not going to be nerfed. I say this only because I've been hearing a lot of people wanting me to nerf level 2 and Philip. Philip is going to be rebalanced, but not this update. I'm going to do a boss overhaul update later. Not exactly sure when, but much later down the line. Because a lot of the bosses need to be reworked. K Kinir says, any new info on Chord? Not that I haven't shown already. Well, I guess this is YouTube. Actually, come to think of it, I'm now realizing I just posted everything on Discord. Also, if you guys want to follow development or keep up with what's been going on, there's sneaks and updates in Discord, so you can goes out there. But as for Chord, mainly, so I got the framework down. Everything that I need to make the game is now functional. Every game mechanic that I need to make the game as functional. Granted, like as I go, I'll think of more things and start adding more things, but like baseline, the game is like the code of the game is ready. Now I just need to finish writing the story and make the levels and the assets and the art and the etc, etc. So that's, I'm gonna be real, for me that is the hard part, especially since like Chord actually has like a decent code base. I actually like coding Chord. This does not. But so the code is more of the easy part for me in Chord. The art is really difficult. Forge the Amazing. Hi Dodd, what is your opinion on Die of Death? I don't know what that is. I think I've heard of it. I think it's a Roblox game. I have not played it. Like I said, I don't really play Roblox very often. I mainly just use Roblox as an engine to make games. I don't necessarily use to play games. Like every so often I'll play like, I like finding like niche indie games that people make, because I like seeing people like do what I'm doing with Roblox, which is like using it as an engine and not necessarily like, you know, making Roblox games, if you know what I mean. Because you can make any game you want on Roblox, to be fair. Like, granted, there are better games to make on Roblox and better games to make off of Roblox. Like, say, Chord would be a better game to make not on Roblox, but I'm insane, so that's what I'm doing. But anyway, so I like seeing like games like Zolo. That's a pretty cool game. And other games that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. But yeah, most Roblox games I don't really play. Except for Grace. I like Grace. Grace is actually fun. I actually do enjoy Grace. I don't play it very much though. Should though. It's a good game. Anyway. I'm just reading through the chat now. Going back to the chat. Matched Zombie, what's your opinion for people simping over your character in Forsaken? I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's a thing. It's a thing that's happening. I knew it was gonna happen. You know, I've seen it happen with a lot of other Roblox games and just like forms of media in general. So like I knew like if we were gonna get big, and also people said, you know, hey, you know, if this gets big, it's gonna get weird, and you know, I kind of expected it. So, it's a thing. And you know what? Actually, I like the fan art. I really like seeing the fan art, regardless of like if it's like simping or not or whatever. I really like the fan art, so it's pretty cool because I get more fan art. Yay! But some of the fan art is really freaking cool. I post my favorite ones in gallery on the Discord. Heyo. Well, Discord plug there, but yeah, I post my favorite ones on the gallery. Some of those are like really good. I like them. Alright, let me read through the chat here. Let me just scan through. What update are you going to do on the mobile version? Asks Caleb Sierra. I'm planning to make mobile a little more accessible, like to just make mobile support better in general, like some aim assist and better button controls. This update, I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure when I'm going to implement that. It might be this update. I don't think it will. I genuinely do not think it will be. It might be after the next one. Not after the next one, but it might be the next one. Is this the next one? Whatever. Might be later. But I do plan on making both mobile and console support better. Because they were kind of like added in on the side. Especially mobile support. This was never ever supposed to be a mobile game. I'm gonna be so real. I will like make it better, but even so, later stages, stage 2 and stage 3, are going to suck on mobile. I'm gonna be so honest, and there's nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry. Especially stage 3. Holy cow, there's gonna be a lot you're gonna have to like deal with on mobile. So good luck, but I will do the best I can to make it as accessible as possible. But once again, this was never meant to be a mobile game, and I'm not willing to change the game design and face of the game for the mobile platform. I'm sorry. Can I add Minos Prime? No. Sorry. But I guess we can add the closest thing to that, which is like another boss, but let's not talk about that right now. Whoa. Sorry, my chat just did an update and like everything went down. Hold on, wait, hold on. I've been like, wait a second. Can I pop this out? Can I make it bigger? Hold on, guys, wait. I realize I've probably been reading chats from like 70 years ago. Hold up. Hold up. Alright, I gotta speedrun this. Ah, this hurts my eyes. Give me a second. Let me zoom in here. Ooh, let me zoom out here. Okay. I need it. You know what I need? I need to get like that overlay that like displays the chat on my upper left corner or somewhere on the screen. Because currently it's just like been this for like half an hour. Alright, here we go. Are you working on any Jonah Most says, are you working on any other games right now other than the game we don't worry about? Yeah, one more. I'm working on like a little card game. Kind of working on it. I don't know, but it's very like a very small concept for a game. It's based on like a Flash game I used to play called Miragine War with my brother. If anybody knows about that, but yeah, I thought that'd be like interesting. It's like a card game, so I'm kind of sort of like working on that. I'm like, you know, a little bit. And I think that's it. Of course, you know, I have like a bunch of other games under my belt, like in like concepts, but as for like actively working on, yeah, those are the only like Chord and Pizza Game obviously are the main two, and since I don't really have much free time, I'm really just trying to stick to those two. But I'm kind of working on the other card game, sort of ish. Yeah, I dabble here and there. It mainly like I'm at work and I hop on my phone and write some code. My yeah, on my break. That's about as far as like I am with working on that game. Can I, Caleb Sierra says, can I nerf the enemy with shield and shotgun? No, I cannot. I've actually nerfed him quite a bit. He was way harder. Actually, the entirety of Pizza Game I've nerfed quite a bit. It was way harder. But yeah, Paladins, they are not getting nerfed anymore. That is their final state. Pizza Game Recode when says RS35368. Actually, after this update, literally right after this update, me and a friend of mine are gonna go over the code of Pizza Game and try to remake it from scratch. I'm gonna be so real. We are gonna try to build it from the ground up so that multiplayer will have easier implementation. The ping won't be as bad. It'll be easier to switch out controls. I have systems that are like a billion times better than the ones I have in here in Chord. And I just can't implement them because the systems here are so incredibly hard coded into the game that I can't take them out. So I can't replace them with the systems that I have that are better. Like the settings system, Chord has a much better setting system, and I literally can't even replace this one. I will say after we do the recode, obviously there's going to be a lot of data loss. However, I'm not too worried about that, mainly because the game isn't done, and also it is going to get easier later on. So I apologize for that. That is inevitable. But to be fair, it is a beta. You know, things are gonna happen. And it's also a roguelike, so like, come on. How many levels or chapters will there be? Says Weird. 15 levels and 3 chapters or acts. We're gonna be renaming them acts this update. They were named stages, but that got confusing quickly, so we're renaming them acts. In the code, it's still called stages because you know, I can't rename all of that, but you know, they're called acts. So you're gonna see a lot of just like stage and stuff. I'm trying to like wait for the chat to like slow down over time, and then I'm gonna start like coding and stuff. Oh my gosh. Deep Fried Dipods Project Remix. I tried it a little bit. I saw it. I thought it was cool. Tried it. It was cool. I played it like once. Chris says, hi Dodd. Wanted to ask, how would Pizza Guy be like as a friend? I don't know. How could it be so real? I don't know how to describe that. Silent. Pretty silent. Pretty like just a chill guy. Just a chill guy. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I never really I kind of thought about that, but more of like if hold on, I'm trying to think of a combination here. Hold on. Yeah, I got the first part. I'm trying to think of the second one. Like if Master Chief and Master Chief and hold on, what's his name? Axton from Borderlands 2 had a baby. If that makes any sense. Anyway, let me move on from this question. Deep Fried iPod says, wait, you're making code on what? Roblox. I'm making code on Roblox. If that's what you meant. I don't know what that means, but yeah, that's I'm making it on Roblox. If you didn't know that already. It's available. Like the demo's available. Like the demo it's not done. It's more of just like a pre-alpha demo. Just to like show you that it does exist and I'm not like tricking everybody. But yeah, you can go onto Man Games and see Chord, it's there. Oh, is this freaking Steven Universe? Let's go. I love Steven Universe, sorry. Music. Vulture 77735 asks, I have no knowledge of coding and such, but I want to make my own synthwave retrofuturism zombie apocalypse game. How'd you feel? And would you be okay if I added pizza game references? Of course. Yeah, no. If you want to, okay, listen. In terms of fan anything, fan art, fan videos, fan games, whatever, do whatever you want. I don't care. Personally, in my personal opinion, the internet is a free space. I have no control over what anyone does. If someone wants to use something that I created and do something else with it, as long as they're not like straight up like stealing the idea, then like I'd be mad. Once again, if they straight up steal the idea, once again, I'd be mad about it, but there's nothing I can do about that. But as long as they're not like straight up stealing the idea, do anything you want. Make any fan art, make any references. You can make a whole fan game if you want to. You can make fan videos. You can do whatever you want. I try to keep as much of this stuff open source anyway, so you can even like find some pizza game models on the server if they're still there. All the UI and pixel art is on my pixel art account. You can literally like edit them in there. Yeah, any fan content you guys want to make, go for it. Have at it. Yeah. Lily Blood Dead, how do you feel about the game getting more attention now, Dudman? It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, and it's great. It's nice. But it's just a lot of pressure, especially in a time where I have less time than ever before to do anything. It's a lot, especially like I want to get you guys updates and content as fast as I can, but I'm literally doing it as slow as possible because I can't do anything else, and it's a little grating because I feel like I'm letting you guys down, but I can't do anything else. You know what I mean? So that adds on a bit of pressure, but apart from that, it is pretty cool. It's pretty great. Hold on. I didn't know I was still connected. Sorry, everybody. All right. One moment. I have my notifications linked to my phone, so I'm gonna try to turn that off if possible. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. All right, let me get back to the chat. Can you, Frederick Fred says, can you make something that does something when you reload? I noticed you can reload at max ammo on pistols. I'm gonna be real, that's a bug that not really a bug, just like something that I missed and never fixed for like ever. It's been there since the beginning of the game and I just never fixed it. And I'm gonna be real, I fixed it this update. So, someone, Red Blue, made a suggestion that like when you press R on full ammo, you might spin the guns. And I might do that, but for now, nothing will happen. Just not reload. I fixed it because I connected reloads to a certain upgrade, which you might see. I'm actually taking a while in this chat, so we might not get to any actual development today. It might just be this screen the entire time and me talking. Sorry everybody. But yeah, you can stare at my horrible doo-doo code as I do stuff. Alright, hold on. Let me try to go a little faster. Is there a feature in the main menu coming this update? No. Bob, did Kiosk ever have a real form? He already does. That is his real form. A vulture. Wait. That was already there. Deep fried sliding is garbage on mobile. I know. I've been told this. I will change it later, not this update, because this update I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to mobile the mobile update. This update, yeah. Pizza Game X Arsenal when? Probably never. Are you gonna add... Oh, Amity, are you gonna add a pizza delivery to Pizza Game? Technically, but not really. Your man, how long did it take you to make Pizza Game? At this point? Actually, let me see. I'm not actually sure. I haven't looked. Maybe it's been a year? About a year, almost two. About a year. Let's say a year. Let me get the chat back up. Sorry. What's Dodman? How fast do you think Speedrunner would finish your game in? That's hard. That's a hard question to answer because you technically can just rush through each level and get to the end, but that would mean they would have to be able to beat each boss without any like buffs or perks or anything, which they could probably do. It's not that hard. I don't know. I'd say 30 minutes. I'd say 30 minutes. We're going to have more people to work on Pizza Game with you? No. And if we do, it will be close friends, which is currently happening right now. Another one of my friends. So before it was me and Mr. Cream Soda, and then we had a few assets from a friend named or his tag is Noodles online. But now we're kind of taking Noodles more on, and I want to have him make some more of the weapon models and some more of the models down the line, just so that we can, so we can make models faster, because we are going to need a lot more models than we thought. But yeah, in terms of like us hiring devs and such, I don't like hiring devs. I don't like taking people that I don't know to develop with, mainly because of number one, all this stuff going on with all the dev teams, and someone's always doing some kind of nonsense. I don't want any of that. I don't want someone who's doing nonsense on my dev team. I don't want to deal with. I do not like drama. I don't like talking about drama. I don't like dealing with drama. I just want to, move on. Not move on. I just want to, continue with development and not have to pause and deal with drama and stuff. So keep the dev circle very tight. And also, it's much easier to work with people I know. And also, I don't have to worry about them like stealing or asking for payment later, or like, you know, asking for like higher payment later or anything like that. We all like get an equal share, and yep. What asks, what's the Requiem in the Codex for? I don't know. What are you talking about? The Requiem here? In the Codex? Excuse me? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how to answer that question. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking caught up. I'm freaking caught up in the chat. The chat is caught up. Okay, hold on. Carol sang. I don't know how to. Oh, Carol. Carol! Is there a possibly. Hold on, wait. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, I can't read. Is there a possibility that bugs, like no weapons in 2 weapons perks and souls falling out of the map, please? Oh, am I fixing those? Yes, those are fixed. So the no weapon bug was caused by upgrades, and the souls falling out of the map is, kind of fixed. It is... Oh, falling through the map. Okay, souls falling through the map is fixed. That's not a thing anymore. Out of the map, sometimes they go over the wall still, but they have kind of a safety net. I will put more work into that. I actually do have a fix for that, I just haven't implemented it. But yeah, souls falling through the map, it's not a thing anymore. I fixed that. Yitigiffy says, is there a menu to spawn things in PC games still? I remember messing around with the cheat menu a while ago, but I haven't been able to activate it since the last updates. If there isn't, can it be re-added? I removed that after I added progression, and it will not be added back. Because then you can kind of just, you know, hack your way to the end, and there you go, yeah, everything. So sadly not. However, we do currently plan, it's not 100% solid, but me and Mr. Cream Soda plan on monetizing the testing mode, and in the testing mode we will have a cheat menu. It will not count towards the main game's progression, and if you get the testing version, it will not give you the console or the cheat menu in the main game. Pizza Guy plushie when? Never. I'm gonna be so real. We would lose so much money doing that. It takes a lot of funding to get like plushies and stuff out, and we just don't have that even close almost. So, and even if we did fund that ourselves, I highly doubt we'd make back the money or like make a profit from it. So probably never. But hey, you know, I also said we'll never have a Forsaken collab, so we'll see. Peter the Pancake Eater says, is there going to be any melee weapons other than katana? Also, is katana going to get any special perks? Yes, there are going to be other melee weapons. 2 more. 2 more? Yeah, two more. Any special perks? I don't have perks specified for 1 weapon. But I do have Martial Grace, which is, you know, specified for parrying. But every weapon will be getting an upgrade tree, which I can actually show you in a moment if I can get caught up with this. I don't know says, hey, I'm making a Roblox game. I was wondering if you want to do a collab when it releases. It depends. You know, it depends on what the game is. It depends on if, you know, we enjoy it, we think it's cool. If we like the concept and we think it's cool, then yeah, absolutely, you know, hop on Discord, send us a DM, and, you know, we'll see about it. Could happen. Excuse me. Fred Killer Fister says, is there any possibility for newer upgrades down the line to do more heavy gameplay impacts like quality sauce? No, because I will be removing upgrades and replacing it with a system that I will show you in just a moment. Junior Artist, is there no invisible walls? There are not supposed to be invisible walls. I want to give the player the freedom to move around the map, which I'm actually increasing in this update, which is something I will also show you in a moment. Anything cool that's new? Something that I will show you in a moment. What is your favorite game ever? Doom, the Doom franchise. I can't really choose one. Well, Doom Eternal. It's Doom Eternal, for real. Doom the Dark Ages is great. It's just they need to optimize their game. I'm gonna be so honest. That's the only reason. It's an amazing game. I can't play it. I play Cyberpunk fine. I play Doom Eternal fine. But freaking Doom the Dark Ages, I can't get to over 40 frames. It is pissing me off. But it's a good game. It's a pretty good game. Is going to be Peter the Pancake Eater says, is there going to be tester application soon, or is it going to be the little paid access test realm you made? So the paid access test thing, I'm going to be real. People who get paid access, they'll be able to experience early access, like early content. But I'm not going to be like taking like tester feedback from them. I'm gonna like hand select certain testers. Will it open soon? I'm not sure, because I have no idea how long it's gonna take to get this freaking update out. It's taking forever. We will see. Magic, will you ever see pizza in the game? Yes. Is there a way? Oh, sorry. Movito, is there a way to get unstuck in pizza game? It depends on how you're stuck. There are a few ways to soft lock yourself. Some of them you can undo, and some of them you cannot. If you're talking about skill-wise, literally just keep playing. I'm gonna be real. It is possible to consistently beat the game every time. I do it. It just, you gotta get used to the game. This isn't a game you're gonna beat on your first try. Or third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth. What am I coding right now? Okay, great, good. Caught up, back to the coding, back to the game. So first, I'm gonna show you guys the Requiem shop, what I have so far on it. If the code is working. Is it working? I think. I'm just trying to remember what I did before I walked in here. 721, not bad, not bad, not bad. Not bad on time, not bad on time. Add screaming in the audience for suburbs roofer. We're gonna be adding ambient, but it's not gonna be screaming. Maybe like gunshots, fire, other things here and there, but not screaming. That'd be too horror-esque. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was testing that one thing. So let me go to the Requiem shop. So what you're about to see is all placeholders, except for the UI, because we have yet to finish the Requiem shop model. But it is functional, and the UI is complete. But as for the model and the character and the voice lines, they're not in there yet. So all a placeholder. Yep. Wonder if that'll work. Oh yeah, and then there's this new ending UI, but I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen this. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Okay, so I am technically in the Requiem shop right now. I'm actually also going to remove that little coin thing up there because that's not necessary anymore. It used to work differently. So I'm technically currently in the Requiem shop, but this is obviously the starting point in stage 1. It's just a placeholder. We are going to actually make the shop. but it's taking a minute. Alright, so you go up to this little guy, and you press E, just like the kiosk, and it opens the UI for the Requiem shop. So these are all upgrades that you can get throughout the game. Currently, these weapons don't exist. So these are all weapon upgrades. I will have a label actually here. I actually forgot to do that. I'm gonna have a label here that tells you what page you're on. But this is pistols, shotguns, rifles, melees, and then these are, oh, I forgot I got these. These are all the perks. So you can upgrade your special perks that you get from bosses, like Brick Hook, Righteous Motion, Spike Sabaton, Master Scouting, etc. And then you have the core upgrades. So this is the combo tree to upgrade your combo, and this is the soul tree to upgrade soul things. So, and mind you, all of these upgrades are subject to change. There are a lot of upgrades, and we haven't fully tested the gameplay yet. So some of these might be way too overpowered or boring, or so on and so forth, and we will change them and make them a little better. But right now, this is what we got. So here I also wanted to make the first two, or we call this upgrades. Sorry, the first two upgrades for combo and soul are kind of an easy mode ish. So -1 combo hit penalty. That's when you get hit and your combo goes down by a certain number. Currently, it's 2. And in this update, I actually was planning to just lower the combo hit penalty to 1, because I didn't like how getting hit and removing your combo kind of conflicted with the idea of kill faster than you can die. However, I converted it into an upgrade because I think that would be a little better for you to feel the brutality of a 2 combo hit penalty. And then be able to get past that quickly. So it's to feel a little more progression through that. And then we have +1 combo time, and combo reduces by 5 instead of clearing. I might change this because despite the fact that it's ridiculously expensive, it is so overpowered that there's kind of no point to it, because once you get that, you can just kind of clear the game. So I will probably change this, maybe rescale it or just change what it does. We'll see. But for now, that's there. Never added a percentage to this, but this is like a plus 10%, or I think 20%. Sure. But anyway, you will always be given at least 1 soul when ending a level. That means you won't have the issue of worrying about ending level with 0 souls and having -1 health the next level. So it's mainly just making sure you can't fail too hard. Then you have soul pickup distance. So the soul one is not as useful as the combo one, but let's be real, the combo is also soul, because the higher your combo is, the more souls you get. Soul pickup distance, this will help with in the sewers when they fall over the edge, or stage 3 when they fall over the edge. And then, of course, soul chance. That's pretty self-explanatory. So every weapon, when fully upgraded, will get their own special model. Currently, the only model we actually have ready is the only 2 is the Boris and the Mega Shot, which is, the Hades and the Mega Shot. So the Quad Shot will be upgraded to Tier 1, Tier 2, and then it will give you the Mega Shot, which is an upgraded version of the Quad Shot. And same with the Boris. Boris Tier 1, Tier 2, and then Hades. So I think I can just get these. Yeah, I can just get these now. And now if I continue, or actually, I guess I'd be on stage 2 now. Let me see if I can find a Quad Shot or Boris to pick up. Let me see. I love it when they bunch up like that and it's like fireworks. Alright, there it is. I am gonna change the pickup image here, but I haven't got around to it. So this is the Hades. It's just a bigger, chunkier version of the Boris. But yeah, it's got a big old muzzle brake, big old drum mag. Yep, just does a lot more damage, less recoil, but doesn't have as much fire rate. And of course the Mega Shot. I don't know if you guys have seen the Mega Shot. I don't want to enter here because hold on. I don't know if you've seen the sneak peek, but it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Oh. I can't. Oh, I just killed myself. Anyway, also on top of that, I don't know if you noticed, but in the Requiem shop, the someone mentioned that they didn't like the fact that upgrading a weapon, since like it's completely random, the weapon you get, like when you upgrade a weapon, you're not really gonna get it that often, so it's not as substantial. So if you notice, you have +5 spawn chance, +10 spawn chance, +15 spawn chance, and that is for every weapon, of course, except for the Cleanse and Repent pistols, because you know you already have that. But so when you upgrade a weapon, you will get it more often. Anyway, Mega Shot. I'm just gonna give it to myself. But this is the Mega Shot. Whoops. So it fires. So every loaded shell is different. Mega Shot fires 3 explosive rounds, 3 homing rounds, 3 regular pellets, and 1 slug with 3 damage. So yep, that's what this does. And it has like a kind of sci-fi plates on the end of it that like overheat and kind of like go outward and like let out the heat. I want the upgraded weapons to feel a bit more sci-fi, because at the end of the game is supposed to be a sci-fi game. Oddly enough, it doesn't exactly feel like it from stage 1, but yeah. But yeah. Also, we're adding voice lines to the enemies, and gendered enemies. So every enemy will have a chance of like randomly pick a gender, and they will be assigned a voice actor accordingly. Currently, I only have like 2 of the voice actors in. There's like 13, so I have a lot of work to do there. But yeah. They now have like little sounds and stuff, so you won't get snuck up on by lunatics as easily anymore. Oh, and also you have a ledge grab, and that's what I meant when I was saying how they were saying. Someone was saying that they wanted like invisible walls. Not that they wanted invisible walls, but you know, it was odd that there was a lack of invisible walls when moving through the map. And this is kind of what I meant, where like I want the player the freedom to just be able to kind of roam around and do what they want. Because going through level, like you don't have to kill everything. Hence the enemies killed, arenas completed. You can just decide to not do arenas if you want. You can just decide to not kill enemies if you want. But you know, the more you do is the more rewards you get. The more score you get, the more you can get in the Requiem shop, etc., etc. So it has a little more. The Requiem shop adds a little more incentive to, you know, complete the game. 100% the game, I mean. So my throat's getting dry. So sorry, let me go to the chat. Letty asks, when Pizza Game is finished, will anything else be done with the world of the game? Yeah. We will be adding a DLC that completes the story. In terms of like after that, I guess that's a part of Pizza Game, so that would be after that would be its completion. I don't think so, because after that I'm gonna move on to other engines and make other games, and I don't want to just do Pizza Game again on other engines. I would most likely just make different kinds of games and such and so forth. I don't like to do the same thing a bunch of times. I like to explore. And I have a lot of really fun ideas in mind, you know, I don't want to just do pizza game a million times. Is there going to be a throwable pizza weapon? Says Merp. No, never. People have been asking for that since the dawn of pizza game, and it will never be added. You can say that now. Mavito says, how would you add a DLC on Roblox? Pretty easily. They have game passes. You connect the place to a game pass and, you know, make it so that you can, you know, pay to enter the place. It would work it as any other game pass. It would just give you access to more content. Vulture asks, actually on the topic of Drov, what is Drov's and Kiosk's relationship? I reckon they're both powerful demons. Follow-up question, why hasn't Kiosk actually possessed a human? Did they prefer not to? Kiosk has possessed a human. And the human he possessed gave up his form to, I guess, combine with Kiosk and become one person. So Kiosk is that's like how he can be physical, and he is the only demon so far that we know of that has been able to do that. Now, as for like Drov and Kiosk's relationship, Drov is not a big fan of Kiosk. Doesn't hate him, but doesn't exactly agree with everything he's doing. What got you into coding? Jonah most. Literally, dude. It was destined from like when I was a child. I'm gonna be for so real, because like when I was a kid, I'm a Lego kid, right? When I was a kid, I'd make Legos, so I'm basically making my own toys, right? And then I get into video games, and I'm thinking I can make my own toys. Why can't I make my own games? And I got into a lot of like creative type games, Drawn to Life, and Lego Universe, Minecraft, obviously. Something else I can't think of right now, and a lot of like Flash games where it's like build your own level type things. I loved anything that I could like express my creativity on, like make stuff on. And I'd like fantasize about like making my own game, and then eventually I found Scratch. And I started making games on Scratch, like no tomorrow. I spent like years just like making games on Scratch. A lot of them I can't even find anymore because I actually used to make them on an old Raspberry Pi, which exploded. That didn't actually explode; it just died. But anyway, but yeah, I made a lot of games on Scratch. Then found Roblox, and you know, into that. I just kind of went up and up and up and up, and since I was like 5 years old, so. I just like making things. And also my dad does computer science stuff, so that kind of helped. Definitely didn't hurt. When the game's finished, will all the lore be revealed in codex entries, or will it eventually be written out outside of the game? Codex entries most likely, but the codex will be written onto the wiki. Most likely we'll make it a little clearer on the wiki, so you can kind of just read through it instead of just like looking at the codex entries. We'll see. I'm not sure. When will there be still a pizza game? Tomorrow. I'm making it tomorrow. I've actually been not working on the update this entire time, and I've just been working on that. You caught me, guys. That's the next pizza game. Still a pizza game. Yep. Okay. 7:37. Let's get to work. What are we doing? I don't know. Let's see the to-do list. I don't need to do that anymore. A lot of these aren't really necessary right now. Okay, I guess the best thing right now would be to make the upgrades in Requiem work. Oh, maybe I could do this. Fix this. Yeah, looks like we're good. Actually, you know what? Now, I will do this later because that's bug fixing, and bug fixing is boring. So right now, we're gonna go do upgrades. Yeah, I need to come up with this. I have not came up with this yet. Well, I came up with it, and then it was impossible, so I had to scrap it. I will do that later. I will do the, I'm gonna do the, brick hook today. Gotta get that working. How long is the to-do list? Well, okay, the to-do list, for a long time, I was working with it as a changelog. So this is like the first, like a long time ago. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's back when I just made paladins. Yeah, this is a long time ago. 14 months ago, so over a year ago. So this is the same to-do list that I've been working with since forever, and all these are like every update. However, right here, yeah, down here. So after this, specifically after this line, becomes a mess because I wasn't able to, like, over here I have compile changelog because I have no idea what I did. It's the update schedule has been weird because I was working on the previous update with stage 3, and then I had to stop midway and then start working on this update, and then like a bunch of stuff with this update I stopped doing, and then I changed certain things, and then I removed certain things and added certain things. And it was never a linear process. It used to be much more linear, much easier to compile, but now I barely have any idea what I'm doing. Trying to get kind of back to it, but hey, you know, I'm just making it. I'm just making the thing, and I'm trying to make it the thing and its stuff and things. Yeah. Anyway, what? Enemies have a 10% chance to be stunned after being hit with the brick hook. All right. So now I need to find. So let's watch the horrible workflow of working on Pizza Game, the worst code base ever made. So the brick hook, how it hits enemies, is what I should have done was I should have made the brick hook itself a projectile, and then I should have used that projectile and like the hit point of that projectile to define where the player's gonna go. However, I don't do that. I actually just throw a part in front of you and call it a day and use that. And then on top of that, I actually have a hit scan projectile. So when you use the grapple, and you hit an enemy, that is not the grapple hitting the enemy. That is a hit scan bullet that's been fired by you using the grapple, hitting the enemy, and counting as a hit. So I need to find out where I fire that bullet and convert that into a stunning bullet. Also, I will be adding a stun element. It's used by the elemental system, but I wouldn't call it an element because, you know, how is stun an element? But, yeah, hold on. What am I looking for? Is it fire bullet? Is it, weapon fire bullet? And this is like 80% of Pizza Game development is... Oh, there it is. Found it. Weapons, fire bullet, brick hook. Characters hit, deal damage. Okay, deals damage up here. Okay, so wait, how do I know if it's stun or not? Actually, I might just deal stun damage here. Let me see how I do it with the Wrathguard. So let's look at Wrathguard. Or wait, no, it doesn't have an underscore. Or wait, no, this is actually it doesn't matter because I just checked the name anyway. I was saying something and I have no idea what I was saying. I do not remember. I remember that I had an unfinished thought, but I don't remember what it was at all. So that's going to be embarrassing watching back the video and being like, "Oh, that's what I was trying to say." I'm looking for, so the Wrathguard, when you punch, it stuns the enemy, and I'm looking for how I do that with the Wrathguard, so I can do the same thing with brick hook. Or actually, better yet, no way. Never mind. I was about to say better yet, I'll look at the harpoon code because that is the same thing on a chance. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Grapple controller. Okay. So let's come down here and replace that. All of these, the fire bullet has a bajillion parameters. So actually, like, trying to find out what does what is kind of a pain. Because I can't see any of it. Because when I was making this, I didn't know how to use types, so nothing is typed. So it is confusing to say the least. So stun, 100, stun, 10. I think that is the chance override, I believe, right? Let me just take a look. Oh wait, yeah, chance override. Yep, that's it. Okay, so that's 10. I will... Hold on. Local chance override. So here is where we check. Here's where I'm going to check if you actually have the upgrade or not. And if you have the upgrade, it'll set the chance to 10 instead of 0. So right now there's like a 0% chance of it happening, and then I'll set it to 10. What I'm looking for, workspace. Workspace, get attribute. What attribute am I getting? I forgot. Brick hook. Brick hook. It's greater than, I think this is the first tier, right? This is the first tier. Nope, that's Wrathguard. This is the first tier. Greater than or equal to, oops, greater than or equal to 1, then then chance override equals 10. Here we go. So initially there is a 0% chance, and then if you have the upgrade, then there is a 10% chance. The upgrades are all numbers, so if it's greater than 1, aka, you know, the first tier or larger, then it'll be. Once again, this is not a great way of doing this. Nothing I do here should ever be taken as an example of how to code well, because this is all garbage, all of it. Every inch of this code base is trash. Even the NPC system, which I thought was really nice a while ago, and now I realize it's not very good. It's not terrible. The rest of the code's worse, but it's definitely the best part of it, but it's definitely not great. Could be better. Okay. 10% crit chance for 2 seconds after using brick hook. After using brick hook? Huh. Hold on. Let me think about this, because I'm thinking this might be a bit much. Oh, you know what it was? This was for shotguns and melees before. Now it's just for everything. I'm thinking I might make it after stunning an enemy, which would also have synergy with well, no, because then that's not connected to brick hook at all, because then that would just have synergy with Wrathguard, and you'd just be able to have bunch of crit chance. You know, I might do 1 second for 1 second after using brick hook. The idea was that you'd hook onto somebody and then your crit chance would be raised and like get in there and deal damage. You know what? I think I will connect it to rifles and shotguns. So the initial idea was that Righteous Motion would be for Cleanse and Repent. Brick Hook would be for melees and shotguns, and then Spike Sabbatons would be for pistols and rifles. However, I Red Blue made some suggestions, and I thought about it and decided to change it to Righteous Motion being more for defense, Brick Hook being more for offense, and Spike Sabbatons being more for movement, which I will, all of these will be changed. I'm not going to do any of these. This was the old concept. But that got me to change this from shotguns and melees to just 10% crit chance in general, which I don't know how well that scales. I might just change it back to shotguns and melees, but then, you know, rifles are left in the dust. Rifles and pistols are left in the dust. So I'm not really sure what to do here. Frederick Von Fred, can you please make walls let you go up walls instead of just sideways? It kind of does. I will increase the effect. But if you jump near a wall, your Y velocity, your Y velocity will keep going up a little bit until it like levels out. But also, if you jump, you will jump the direction that you're looking. So if you look upwards and jump, it will launch you upwards. And then of course you have the extra jump on top of that. It's not perfect, which is why I'm, you know, tweaking it with this. Also, I'm going to change the hitbox. Currently, the wall run, it's automatic, and it fires 2 raycasts from each side, which means it's like it checks the left and right side of you, and it checks if there's a wall there. And if there is a wall there, then it puts you on a wall run automatically. However, I'm going to change it to holding space, so you have to hold space to wall run. And then I'm going to change the hitbox to a sphere. So it'll check in a spherical area around you if there's a wall hitting it. And if there is a wall, then it'll let you wall run. This way you can rotate and look around and do whatever you want without having to worry about falling off the wall. So yeah, that will help with movement in the future. Impulsive Crows are using a code-based management system or a framework running or coordinate code? No! I'm using none of that. Why? Because I'm an idiot. Like I said, when I made this game, I didn't think... I was just trying to make a game as quickly as possible and make like the simplest piece of garbage I could and just like finish something. And then it just spiraled out of control from there. So now it's like over 45,000 lines of code of hard-coded nonsense with no kind of structure or management. It is just spaghetti code. 45,000 lines of spaghetti code. This code is terrible. It is awful. Yep. Abin says, is there a lower reason to why Dreadfuls are immune to melee? The idea behind it was just that they're covered in metal. But, you know, now that I think about it, so are Sentinels and Specimens, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I'm going to be removing Dreadful immunity, though, this update, so don't worry about that. What says, is there going to be a dropkick perk? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Evan Sauce, was Sauce's fuel and Ultra Slayer based on Ultra Kill? Yes. Sauce's fuel definitely was. Yeah, actually, yeah, both of them. Well, Ultra Slayer, the point behind Ultra Slayer was like, it was a combination between Doom and Ultra Kill. You know, Ultra Slayer, you know, Slayer, Doom Slayer. But Sauce's Fuel, yeah, that was 100% an Ultra Kill reference. I would like to clarify after saying that this is not an Ultra Kill inspired game. I just know about the game and make references. We also have Do You Like Hurting? Doesn't mean it's a what do you call it? Hotline Miami inspired game. Although now that I think about it, you do throw weapons in that game. Anyway, we just like making references. It's fun, and Ultra Kill is a fantastic game. We wanted to make a reference to it. Doesn't mean this is an Ultra Kill game. And once again, I wouldn't be mad about being an Ultra Kill inspired game. The problem is I just don't want people calling it Ultra Kill on Roblox, because then a lot of the fan base expects it to be Ultra Kill on Roblox, and then they're disappointed when it's not. I would be fine if this was actually Ultra Kill on Roblox. Then by all means, call it Ultra Kill on Roblox. A lot of people say it's Doom, but on Roblox. That's totally fine. You can call it that. I just don't want to put people's expectations so high as to Ultra Kill, and then it's, you know, like Doom 2016. You know what I mean? Say it's Doom 2016, but on Roblox. That's totally fine. I just don't want people getting disappointed and then going into the server and raging on the fact that it's not Ultra Kill, you know, which has happened a lot. So, yeah, that's my only gripe with people calling it Ultra Kill. But yes, those two perks were references to Ultra Kill. Impulsive Crowd says, love that. Are you using Binet or Bitnet or Bitnet Max, at least for remote event optimization? No, I'm using nothing. If you can think of any good development method or practice, I am not doing it, because once again, the worst code base you've ever seen ever. I actually don't know what that is. I'm gonna be real. I don't use a lot of modules. I'm actually just now like starting to use modules like Fusion and, well, that's more of a framework, but like Fusion and a lot of like Slitnik stuff. And I've been using Net for a long while, but that's not really like an optimization module. It's more of like an organization module. And this does use Net, but that's not enough. Slitnik's Net, of course. But yeah, no, I don't. I don't even use like profile service or anything. I'm just using like raw freaking data stores. Yeah, it's not great. It's not good. It's not great. It's not good. It's bad. But we make it, and then we're gonna recode it later. But yeah. Letty says, what's the difference in how Philip was possessed when compared to Pizza Guy? Well, actually, normally I'd say there is no difference, but actually Philip is the one character in the entirety of Pizza Game where there actually was a difference, in that Pizza Guy was possessed at birth, and Philip was not. He was, because he's been here since like the beginning, since before the beginning. So that's the difference. Pizza Guy was possessed at birth, Philip was not. Oh, excuse me. Linuxer says, what do you think about your Discord moderation team? They're fantastic. I'm gonna be real, I'm not exactly sure how they're doing, but I do see them doing things, and that makes me very proud. They're like all my little children, and they're doing their stuff, and I don't have to go in and like monitor them and make sure they're doing all the right stuff. It seems like they're doing all right. So thumbs up, mod team. Thank you so much, because I have a ton of stuff on my plate, and they are helping me out immensely with that. So thank you. That's fantastic. I'm super, super appreciative of them. Is it actually canon that Pizza Guy can shoot freaking black holes? Or it's just like fake gravity-esque stuff from Specimen 09. I don't even know. I'm gonna be real. That whole fight, it's kind of like the lore, and it's kind of iffy, because yes, Specimen 09 can control gravity, but realistically, you can't just shoot a black hole. That's not how that works. So I don't know. Let's say in the story he deals with it differently. Like I justify it in the lore. It's like, oh, you gotta like add matter to it to like destabilize its form or something. Science, blah blah blah. Maybe we can go with that. The thing is, like, I don't know how like realistic this lore has to be. So like, I'm not sure. I know enough to know that shooting a black hole wouldn't work. But maybe in this world it does. I don't even know. Let's not question that. And because like for me, gameplay first, lore later. That's always everything. If it's fun, if it's cool, if it's interesting, I do it, and then I try to find a way to explain it. That's like even like Tollsman. I'm gonna be real. The entirety of Sewers is just a bunch of random enemies that I made lore for. The whole like the residents becoming the pestilence, and then the pestilence becoming the Tollsman. That was just purely by chance. I just made 3 enemies and then decided some like red sickness lore, blue blah blah blah, and then they just happened to fit that really well. So yeah, I make interesting fun stuff first and then I explain it later. So black hole, I don't know, man. it's a black hole. I don't know why it's there. It's cool. Is there a name for the character of Pizza Game? Like as we play as Pizza Guy. That's his name. He never learned his name because his parents died before before he learned his name. So no, he does not have a name. His name is Pizza Guy. Could be a real name for Pizza Guy? Or is it just named Pizza Guy? Yep, just named Pizza Guy. Frederick von Fred. I like to think the demons are in the Pizza Game world. But I like to think the demons are in the Pizza Game world because people put pineapple on pizza. Yeah, why not? Not really, but you know. For 2, what? Wabar. He doesn't have a real name. Oh yeah, that's what you said. Okay. All right. Yeah, rule of cool. This game, okay, hold on. I want to say the lore for this game was created 100% for the rule of cool. The reason that it takes place in the future is so that I can add sci-fi stuff wherever I want to without having to worry about it. The reason that it is like people and possessed is so that I can add people enemies and also grotesque monster enemies wherever I want to. The entire lore is made specifically so that I can add cool stuff and explain it out of my butt. So that like the entire game is built off the rule of cool. Like nowadays it is a little more constricted because the lore has grown to such a degree, but originally that was the idea behind the lore. It's like to come up with a story so that I could just add anything and it makes sense, you know? So basically I add stuff and I say, ooh, gods, magic, blah blah, and then it makes sense. Except for the black hole, that one is kind of that one's kind of hard to justify. Pixie Wixie, Dodman of the Room is true. You're the pizza guy. I made Pizza Game. I'm not Pizza Guy. I've heard some people say that like Pizza Guy was a self-insert. It is not even close. I understand why that started going around because there was some confusion earlier with a different character. But that's not the case with Pizza Guy. So I'm not the Pizza Guy. I did make Pizza Game. I did make the Pizza Guy, but I'm not Pizza Guy. Do you have a server invite somewhere? Yeah, in the description of this video. It should work. Let me know if it doesn't work, because sometimes these invites just don't be working sometimes. I don't know why. I swear I'm putting on like infinite invite things and like never what's it called, never expire, and it just expires. I don't know. We can just say that all the reality warping stuff and other stuff can just be from the Iron Gate's influence, as shown with her giving Keeper of the Third Law new armor from presumably nothing. Well, okay, the fact that there is a black hole is like, it makes sense. You know, he's a soul-fed robot who's designed to, manipulate gravity. So the fact that he can make a black hole, canonically, it didn't make sense. But it's just the fact that Pizza Guy can shoot it. That's the only issue with that lore-wise, is that like that's not really how black holes work. But yeah. Lemon Brownies, how did he grow up without a name? Was he like in an orphanage or what? He grew up mainly on his own. Just as like feeding off of scraps, having people like take care of him once in a while, which, you know, was very rare because, you know, everyone's possessed. Yeah, like his parents got him past a certain stage in life to where like he can like somewhat survive a little bit, not really, but you know, they didn't die like instantly after he was born, but a few years after. But yeah, he's just been on his own, possessed, and most of the work was done by the demon, let's be real, because, you know, he wasn't even in control. I mean, primarily had control of his mind for most of his life, so most of it was just the demon going around and doing stuff and surviving, and him just, you know, getting them scraps. Kokiyutsuki 42. What year does this take place in the PC game? If it's sci-fi for the game. It takes place in the year 3000. In the year 3000, it takes place in the 31st century. I never specified the exact year because I don't know, and I don't want to deal with all that timeline stuff. So, the 31st century. Currently don't know the year. I will never say the year. It will never be revealed because I do not know. Sorry if this breaks everyone's immersion, but I'm not done with the lore, so there's a lot of stuff that I just haven't thought about and just don't know. I feel like I'm making everyone cry right now by saying I don't know too much. Are there any normal humans left? No. There are not, as far as we know. All the normal humans died off in the Black Crusade. Will there be more dual weapons like CNR? I don't think so. Technically there will be one more, but it's just an upgraded version of CNR, so not really. Pixie Wixie, this is a chat. If you have a question, just put in the question. You don't gotta say I have a question. It's like 80% questions. Just slap it on in there and I'll read it. Koki Utsuki 42, is there an Easter egg in the game we never find? Yes, there is one. Two people found it one time, but that's mainly just because me and Cream Soda told them it was there. Like, told them it was in the game, and we're like, oh, you should try and find it. And eventually they found it. But apart from that, I don't think anyone is ever gonna find it. But it's like a PNG somewhere. So it's like not that important. There's actually quite a few like little Easter eggs in the game. We have Markiplier, we have a bunch of like other memes, the hamster, cat, random cat. It's like a bunch of little stuff like hidden around the game, but pretty hard to find. Frederick Von Fred, will you add flashback cutscenes to help explain the lore? No, but I will add cutscenes that aren't real and will be even more confusing. You're welcome. Lemon Brownies, at what points did his parents die because an infant toddler can't care for themselves? He's around 5. 5 or 4, around that area. But it was mainly the demon that, like, you know, took control of his body and got him to do stuff. Granted, yes, the muscle structure of a small child is very little to go with, but, you know, he made it somehow. And I know that was a fantastic explanation, you know, oh, he made it somehow, you know. I'm making everyone cry right now. Aban, do the demons and spirits care if they possess children? That's what they do. That's why everyone has a demon in them, is they possess people at birth. Kapaboba. Will Pizza Game have sort of a practice training area map where you can try out weapons, summon enemies, give yourself perks and some stuff? Yeah, I think I will. I do want to add like a little sandbox area we can try out stuff. And that way maybe people can like practice with bosses and stuff before they actually go into the game. For a little bit, I have a lot of other stuff to do. Remember, once again, remember that this game is not done. Not even like the baseline game, so like the extra stuff is gonna have to wait. I'm gonna be real, this game was in beta for a minute, and now I've actually been thinking of renaming it to Pizza Game Alpha and going backwards because we have more planned than before, and the plans are growing and growing, and now we were 50% done, now we're like 25 to 30% done. So we're actually going backwards. There is still a lot to be done for this game. I have a big list ahead. Sorry, I'm going dead silent to read the chat. Frederick Von Fred, can you add a sniper rifle weapon? It'd be so sick for pro players like me. Yes and no. There will be a laser rifle, but it acts as a sniper rifle, so yes. Carol says, Dodman, would you be okay with showing the upgrades for Katana? I'm really curious of it. Yeah, sure. I'll show you in game so it's fancier. Could just show you here, but yeah. We don't have the, so the max upgrade for the Katana is called the Shagan. We don't have the model for that yet. So it's still just the Katana. But, yep. Oh, excuse me. All right. Here's the Katana. Tier 1, plus 5 range. Tier 2, a successful parry has a 10% chance to add ammo. I might increase that chance, because it's not that great. Okay, so I'm gonna be changing luck. And a lot of the chances were based around how luck used to work. But because I'm changing how it works now, I'm gonna be redoing a lot of the chances and increasing them. I'm hoping it'll be more balanced. I really think it's gonna be more balanced. But yeah, we'll see. So this chance is probably gonna increase. Attacking at least 3 seconds after at least 3 second. Typo. Thank you for making me look at that. Attacking at least 3 second after a successful parry will launch the player forward. That will like extend their range heavily. So yeah, so that makes fighting people like the Keeper and range-based bosses much easier. Except for Philip. Actually, just the Keeper, because for Philip, you're gonna like launch into him and he will kill you. So, but yeah, it'll make fighting the Keeper easy. The katana. Letty says, I'd say Philip, based on what I can put together, is the closest thing to a normal human left, since he has full control over his mind and was a human before possession. A lot of people do have full control over their mind, but yes, he is the closest thing, since his form hasn't been deformed at all. He's held on to his humanity pretty friggin' well since the Black Crusade, but yeah, he's I'd agree. He's probably the closest thing to a regular human that there is. He's more of like just a regular guy with powers. That's kind of where he's at. And most other possessed, individuals are grotesque and deformed. Well, I guess, you know what? I guess Pizza Guy would also be pretty close, but he is later. Also, any Discord DMs that come in this stream, I will answer after the stream. Fishkill says, were his parents murdered? Yeah. Everyone who dies is murdered. Let's be real. This is a world where combat is second nature. Everyone's killing everyone. They were definitely... they did not go peacefully. Because, I mean, no one does. Will the DLC be like Thy Flesh Consumed in Doom, where it's basically just cleanup? Doom, Thy Flesh Consumed. Hold on. I gotta look that up now. I don't remember what that was. Is that the Doom? I see. Okay. Kinda. Yeah, actually. However, I was thinking more of like Tag 2 from Doom Eternal. I actually forgot that Doom 1 did that. That they had like the other episodes and then edit that one. Yeah. It's mainly not exactly like we're gonna make the story and then it'll just like add on some stuff, but we're gonna leave it open-ended like in Doom Eternal, and then the DLC will close it. Also, Blasphemous did that too, so we're kind of following that trend. But we have like the whole story. Well, not the entire. We don't have everything planned out, but like the big picture of the entire story planned out, like where Pizza Game will end, and then where the DLC will pick up, and then where the DLC will end. So it's not like we're like ending Pizza Game and they're like, oh, we should continue it, and then we're like doing stuff. It's all planned out, so it should be relatively cohesive. How does the new luck? Wow. How does the new luck work compared to the old luck? The old luck added on half of the luck amount you had to the percentage. So let's say you had a 10% chance for something happening, and you had 6 luck. That would make that a 13% chance, because it would add half of the luck you had, like plus 3, onto that chance. So that'd be a 13% chance. The new luck adds a percentage. Like, okay, so if you have a 20 luck, that is a 20% increase to the percentage. So if you have hold on. Okay, if you have a 40% chance, let's say, okay, if you have a 20% chance of something happening and you have 50 luck, That's a 50% increase, so that's now a 30% chance. I am going to increase how much luck you're getting. And that was another issue I had, was that like a lot of luck perks, it would give you a lot of luck, and eventually you'd have like 50 something luck at some point, and then it's just like adding 25% chance onto everything. So you have like something that's like a 5% chance to happen is now like a 30% chance to happen, and it is just ridiculous. So it was very difficult to scale things that weren't supposed to happen a lot. And also, you know, it was difficult to scale luck perks because you're getting so much luck. But now with this system, I can give the player a ton of luck and still scale low chance perks properly. Balance low chance perks properly. That the overpowered stuff isn't happening every 2 seconds. Why doesn't Pizza Guy team up with PTE or Filthy Everlasting? Is he truly that much of a monster as Visage of False Hope says in the intro? Kind of. So Filthy Everlasting is sort of leading the rebellion of the suburbs. And you pull up and you just start blasting everything, and it's in the heat of confusion, you start fighting and kill each other. You kind of chose the best, worst time possible to start. Just because, you know, at this time, I don't know if... I actually don't remember if I clarified this in the, I think I do. Anyway, in the codex, but, Suburbs is falling. Like, everyone has risen up in a rebellion against the Keepers, and they're killing everybody. Basically, if everyone started killing all the cops and rioting, is what's going on in the suburbs right now. Hence why everything's on fire. Everything isn't normally on fire. But yeah, right now everything's on fire. And then, you know, you come up and just start killing everything willy-nilly. So that's, and you know, killing on the wrong side. So not great. The Infinite game developer and animator. Hold on. One moment. 1 second. That was my sister asking if I want quesadillas. Freak yeah. Anyway, back to the chat. What do I think of the basic game wiki? Well, it's fantastic. A lot needs to be filled in, obviously. I need to do a little work on it. But it's fantastic that the community has actually like picked up on it and started filling in stuff on their own. I think that's awesome. Especially Red Blue, he's been doing a ton of work filling stuff in. Some of the information sometimes it's not as accurate as I'd like. But I can't really, you know, expect anything else. This is a freaking in beta game, and half the information I don't even like have public, so I think it's really useful. And sometimes even I go into it to like, if I don't have access to the code at the moment and I can't read it, I just like go onto the wiki and be like, what was that stat again? What was the lore for that guy again? I forget stuff about my own game all the time, like so much, so often. Like the fan base for Pizza Game remembers the stuff about Pizza Game better than I do. It is alarming. Yeah, no, Wabar. Oh, sorry. Wabar says, I didn't... Wow. Wabar says, I didn't know the Revolution stuff was so concurrent. I thought the other Keepers got killed a while before. Yeah, no, this is very recent. That all the Keepers are dying and such and so forth. And that's also why a lot of the enemies don't shoot each other, is because they are unified against the Keepers. Or against, you know... And then of course, you know, you come up shooting everything, so now they're unified against you. Basically, there's constantly a common enemy. Random, what do you think of Monster Elliot? I think it's pretty cool because, you know, we made it, so I think it's fantastic. And I like the fact that he let me name it Monster because you know, it's a reference to the fact that, like, in Pizza Game, you're nicknamed the Monster. I thought he was gonna, like, call it Pizza Guy or Pizza Game or something. They actually gave us a lot of freedom with to do with the skin and like even like the chopped animations and making the pizza as whole, and like we requested all of that and they were like, yeah, sure. That was really cool. I was not expecting that much freedom, or even to make it ourselves. I was expecting to like be like them to be like, oh, want to do a collab, and we're like, yeah, and they're like, okay, give us a minute, and then they just like do everything themselves. But no, they let us make the skin and make the assets for the soul and send them the sounds and plan out all the lines. We had Ice Cream Guy plan out the lines, and Tuna made the art for the skin, and Noodles and Cream Soda modeled everything. It was a cool little like team effort. It was fun. It was fun to make, and it's kind of cool seeing like our character in a different game. You know, I feel like Dragon Ball Z, like Fortnite or something. I don't know how to put it. Whatever. Do you ever have any regrets creating Pizza Game in Roblox as opposed to another game engine? Actually, no, because I'm gonna be so real. Letty says this. Sorry, I'm gonna be so real. It would not have gotten nearly as popular as it did on another engine as it did on Roblox. The reason it's so big on Roblox is because most people don't use Roblox as an engine. They use it as a mod. And they use like... Getting in a breath, hold on. They take inspiration mainly from other Roblox games, and they use a lot of the Roblox assets and the Roblox services to get their game running. And yes, I did too, because, you know, still got the blocky arms and stuff. I'm not a very great modeler. But regardless, you don't often see games that kind of just do their own thing and don't try to be a Roblox game. And I think that's mainly why the game got popular. I think. I don't even know. I'm gonna be real. I'm not even fully sure why the game got popular. Well, not popular. You know, freaking Forsaken's up there with like quintillion visits, and you got Girl Garden. Whoa. So I can't really say popular with those guys walking around, but why? You know, it got pretty big. It got fairly big. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why. Because I'm gonna be real. This is a punishing freaking game, and it is very unforgiving, and can be very unfun at times. In the current update, it's the game design, you know, sending you back and giving you like absolutely nothing is just daunting. So the game design is not great. So I'm very surprised that it got anywhere. And on Steam, it definitely would not have gotten anywhere. The game design isn't great. So, yeah, I don't regret making it on Pizza Game. I do on Pizza Game? What? On Roblox. I do regret, however, not putting more towards the client, because currently there's a lot on the server in a single player game, which is a nightmare when it comes to making mechanics, because I have to worry about latency and all that, which is why Cord is 100% on the client. I could have like 50 people on a server and it wouldn't impact anyone's game. Yeah. Ali Hadrov Ali Hadrov says, hey Dodd, why does Drav want to close the Iron Gate? That will be revealed later. Essentially, I will say, actually, is this common knowledge now? I don't know. I'll say, all the other demons, or spirits, have been born from the Iron Gate, but Drav wasn't. He's from somewhere else. That's all I'm gonna say. Shrimp asked, do you want to collab with any other game? I think Grace would be a fun game to collab with. I don't know, maybe. It might be cool. I like Grace. But in the future, I think that's the only one that I'd be itching to collab with. Maybe another one? I don't know, I can't think of any others off the top of my head. Other than Grace, of course, but yeah. If we ever get a chance, that'd be cool. Will we ever get more lore on Kiosk? Probably. Got a few more things going on that I didn't really explain, and also we're going to be adding, most likely going to be adding more Kiosk mechanics later. We can do more stuff, so that might come with some more lore. We'll see. Dodman, will your next big project have the word game in it? No. I will confirm right now I'll never be doing that again. The whole like pizza game. I don't regret it. I actually like the fact that this is called pizza game. I think it's really funny and it gives it a certain personality that like most other games don't have. Not the fact that most of the games don't have a personality, but just like the idea that like the game is called pizza game and it's like not about pizza at all. I like that. I think it's cool. It's fun. But I won't be doing it again. I did it once, the gimmick's over. I want to do different stuff. Pixie says obviously focus on the main game first, but if spin-off multiplayer game would attract more players, methinks the thing about Forsaken is it's a big multiplayer game. I will be adding multiplayer. In what form, I'm not sure. It's either going to be an arena that you go in with friends and it's kind of like a COD Zombies or Ultra Kill, what do you call it, Cyber Grind kind of thing. Or maybe it'll be a boss rush mode, or if I can get it to be the campaign, I will, but I don't think I can. It does not convert very cleanly. Like the campaign mechanics. I've just been sitting on this one screen forever. Sorry everybody. I've just like been sitting here with my mouse, my hand off the mouse and sitting here talking. Guess it's mainly a Q&A rather than a dev stream. But I'm just so used to there being like 5 people in the chat, so this is a bit more difficult. Like I'm used to like getting all the questions. So. Oh, yes. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Okay, well, let me read this out. Cosmic. Dodman, months ago, I saw a video where Delos has the dialogue, "This was to be my grave." Will this be implemented in the main game? Yes. Yes, it will. And I'm so tempted to just play it for everyone and just reveal it. Spoil everybody. But I won't. I won't do it. But yeah, that's definitely going to be in the main game. Yeah, I have a plan for that one. That is gonna be a very pivotal experience in. I'm like cheek to cheek right now thinking about it. I'm excited to make that one, but I won't show it. I'll have to wait and see for that. That's the one thing, like I really hope I can get this stuff done and like find time to get this game done, because I want to get to that point. I want to get to the point where it's time to make that. Right now I have to make all the boring, stupid stuff. Aban says, is the Visage of False Hope actually godlike, or at least a higher being capable of raising life from the ground up? His powers are a bit ambiguous. Excuse me, whoa. But primarily, it's, you know, being able to manipulate people's minds and their bodies. Basically just like manipulation entirely to weather the soul. Hence why you get through the entire sewers and he's like, your soul's not weathered. What the freak? I have no effect on you. What's going on? But in terms of like making life, no, he can't revive anybody. That's one thing that I keep solid in Pizza Game is death is death. Drav is the only being who can bring people back from the dead. Hence why like you revive. But yeah, not necessarily godlike. He's just a really powerful and really egotistical demon. He is more powerful than other demons, that's true, but he thinks he's way stronger than he is. If he actually gained all the followers that he did and went up against the Iron Gate, he would not win. Looking at the chat. Oh, Frederick von Fred says, new question, why is there a cat on a monitor? Who was looking at a cat while the revolution was going on? The cat on the monitor was a Discord server member who made a question or a suggestion back when suggestions was open. This was forever ago. They made a suggestion saying you should add my cat to Pizza Game, and it got a ton of upvotes, so we just added their cat to Pizza Game. But that was when there was like 500 people in the server. I think. Maybe it was when we were bigger. That was forever ago though. Anyway. Hey bro, I have a question. Oh, sorry. Mr. Redraw says, hey bro, I have a question. Like when is the update releasing? I'm guessing you mean when is the update releasing? No idea. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, you can like skip back to the beginning of the stream. I think it's like one of the first things I said. No, it was not. Oop. I probably should have said that first. That's actually kind of important. Just go to like the earlier areas and like gaze around. But I could just tell you now, I have 2 jobs now, so I only work on Pizza Game for like 4 to 10 hours a week. 10 hours if I'm lucky, but let's be real, mostly like let's say like 5 hours a week. I would like to do more, obviously, but you know, I am busy, and I'm more busy now than I've ever been before. So, I just don't have as much time to work on the updates. That's why these updates are taking so long. It has been months. This update, if I was actually like working on it like every day, like, and I didn't, you know, have job and such and so forth, and I could actually work on it for like 8 hours a day, this would have been done like 3 months ago. But I got a job, and, I got 2 jobs now. Now it's even slower than it was before, so it's gonna take some time. As for when it's gonna come out, I have literally no clue. I have even less clue than I had a while ago. I gotta be real. Oh my gosh, Cosmic. Do you hate Bruce? Because why must you make him the Visit to False Hope's weak spot? He suffered so much, and you have to make him, to make Pizza Guy shoot him. With his, it's not, it's not easy being cheesy. For real? I actually was gonna make it, like originally when I was making that boss, I was gonna make it so that if you shoot him, you get damage. I don't remember why I decided to make it the weak spot. Balancing reasons, maybe? But yeah, I don't know. It just ended up that way. I was like, I don't know. Maybe this guy should have a weak spot, you know? I don't know. But you're so right. That is very sad. I don't know why I did that. But it's not changing. Drunk driving update when? Oh, it's already in. Don't you see all the crashed cars everywhere and burning piles of garbage? Yeah, it's from all the drunk driving and crashing and exploding. Pixie Wixie, what inspired you to make a game? What inspired you and what finally got you to start development? I went over this a little bit ago. I don't know how long ago it was. Jesus, 8:30. But I've just been into game development since I've started playing video games. You know, when I was little, you know, I was into drawing. Then I was into Legos, and then when I got into like games, like video games, it was like Flash games and stuff, and I was like, you know, I wanted to find a way to creatively express myself in that avenue, and I was thinking like, you know, how do these games get made? So I like found like level builder games and like creative games, and I was like, no, like how do they actually like make these, you know? And I found Scratch, and I started like making a ton of games on Scratch for several years. And I remember the exact memory of like looking up game builder on the internet and then finding like games that were like level builders, and I'm like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, I found Scratch, and I went from Scratch to Roblox, and then I like picked up a class on coding for like Visual Studio, but that wasn't really that was a very small part of my development journey. I mainly learned coding on my own. So, that helped a little bit though. It did help. But anyway, yeah, we went from Scratch to Roblox and just kind of kept making stuff on Roblox until I was here. I'm gonna be real, I probably should have moved on a while ago, but I keep coming up with ideas, and it's hard to like restart from scratch. From scratch, whoa, hey. But no, it's hard to restart, so I've just been making a lot of games in Roblox. And now here we are, yay! It kind of paid off a little bit, sort of, you know. Who drew the art for PTM thumbnails? It was a few people, but so it was Neo and Tuna, aka Takare. Takare actually drew the thumbnail art for this video. They're now like the official pizza game artist, like what do you call that? Concept artist. So a few of them were made by Tuna, a few of them made by another fan artist. One was made by Cream Soda, another was made by Neo. The one that's like with the guy holding the fries and he's like big smiles and like that one. I don't remember who made that. I'm gonna be real. That was years ago. But yeah, a lot of them, yeah, different artists. Oh, sorry. Shadow X, will the souls through walls get fixed? Yes, it is already fixed. I'm sorry, it's not already, I'm sorry, the fix isn't already released, but in this new updated version, it is fixed. So it will be fixed, yes. When did the Forsaken collab start development? That's a good question. Let me see. This is on the right, yep, okay. Oh, okay. Give me one moment. Let me take a look and see when that started. Hold on, almost there. Right. Dang, 3 months ago. Honestly, it does not feel like it's been 3 months. But yeah. Have you ever thought of making a 2D game? Yeah, that's what I'm doing with Cord. You can actually play a short demo of Cord on the on Roblox, the Man Games Unity. Sorry, the Infinite Game Developer and Animator asked that. I keep forgetting to read out the names first. Penge, any... Oh, hi, Penge! Oh my gosh, it's Penge, guys. He's another developer. He's so cool. He does cool game developing things. Anyway, yeah, oh, sorry. Penge asks, any plans to use any other game engines? Yes, I'm gonna go to Godot after this. Mainly because Unity takes a small profit. Unreal... I don't remember why I decided not to do Unreal. I think it was either they take a profit or it's just too complicated, but I'm going to Godot. And I'm gonna figure that out. That's gonna be fun. I'm actually kind of excited to go on to Godot for, to be honest. But yeah. Jaden asks, can you make it so that you come back to the level you left off when you rejoin? You already can. Don't know what happened, but yeah, you can. It is a roguelike, so when you die, you get sent back to the beginning, but if you leave the game and come back, it'll put you back on the level you were on. Except for boss fights. It will put you on the level before the boss fight. Frederick Von Fred says how many Easter eggs are in each stage. I think stage 1 has 2, and stage 2 has 1. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Shrimp asks, Dodman, are you ever planning on updating / making a wiki for Pizza Game? I don't know what you mean by updating / making. There is a wiki for Pizza Game. And Red Blue is updating it. I don't really have time to change the wiki, I'm gonna be honest, but for a while I was working. Wow, words are hard, guys. I helped start the wiki and put in most of like the base stuff, so Red Blue's been editing it and making sure it keeps up to date, and I'm in pretty constant contact with Red Blue, so the stuff should be relatively up to date. Okay. Nope, not even close. Wait. Okay, sorry. I was talking about the chat. Can you make an optional tutorial? No, because you will be learning as you go. There is a lot of mechanics in this game, and it is difficult to know what to teach the player when until they meet it, you know? So if I make a tutorial, I would be teaching the player about the kiosk, about luck, about guns, about perks, about, you know, the whole like delivering souls, about the souls, about the... There is a ton of stuff that I would be teaching the player off bat that they don't really need to learn. And teaching the player the things that they have to experience off bat would be move, shoot, press X to throw. And I already have press X to throw, so I don't really need a tutorial. I'm gonna be real. You kind of figure it out as you go, and that's supposed to be kind of the fun of it. Maybe most people don't really have fun with that, but I like games that let you learn as you go. And once again, I want to reiterate that make a tutorial, it will be way too long and not fun. And you will most likely forget half the crap you learned there. Joe asks, will Pizza Game be less like next update? No. I'm gonna be so real, no. After we do the recode and we redesign it, then yes, it will be. Not redesign, but you know, recode it, it will be. Currently, the system is awful and optimizing it is hell. So once we recode it, we can actually actively optimize it and make it help. But yeah, right now it's garbage. And we will be recoding it after this update. Like right after this update. And is stage 3 coming out? Says Blueberry? No idea. Just like I have no idea when this update's coming out. Stage 3 is coming out after the recode. So I'm gonna do this update, recode the game, make stage 3. And then we'll continue from there with the DLC, the multiplayer update, and all that stuff. Most likely multiplayer will come first. I think I'm gonna do multiplayer after stage 3. But anyway. Can you make designs for the other 2 keepers and the other 2 laws? Oh, the other 2 keepers of the other 2 keepers of the other 2 laws. I think that should be interesting. Yes, maybe later. But yeah, that actually would be interesting to do. We are most likely gonna actually have them in game somewhere. We're kind of like brainstorming that right now, but they will most likely be in game somehow. The Infinite Game developer and animator asks, Mr. Dodman, what game idea do you have in mind when you move to Godot? I have a few game ideas. I really want to make a Metroidvania. I love Metroidvania. But I don't really have an idea for that one. I also want to make a Souls-like. It's like you're a cat. I know it's like not super original, but I saw an episode of Love, Death, and Robots where it was like a cat fighting the devil, and I just thought that would be like so cool if like you were a cat in a roguelike, and it was like you have 9 lives, and then you have to like start. Anyway, and then I have a few other ideas for I want to make there's a game I want to make, but I don't know if I should make it on Roblox or Godot. I'm thinking I want to make it on Roblox. I'm going to be real. But it's like a cowboy game where you hunt monsters. No, it is not Hunt Showdown. That is different. Trust me, it's going to be different. Trust. For real. Just trust. But yeah. I have a few game ideas. I might actually make another roguelike FPS, because I had a game called Mercy that I never finished, and the game design was garbage. And I think I don't want to make a pizza game again, but I think making a game like a pizza game, just like with a different story and a different premise, and the game design is a bit tweaked, and then like put it on another engine, I could probably do that. But I do want to explore more genres, hence like why I'm doing Chord and the card game. I like making. I don't want to stick with the FPS genre, I've been doing that for freaking years now. I'm tired of FPS games. No, I'm not tired of FPS games. I'm tired of making FPS games. Kind of. Alright. It is getting late and I'm getting tired. I have not done a lot. The chat was a lot more active than I thought. What I expected to do was look at the chat for a minute, answer all the questions, develop, and then when like a new question comes in, answer that, develop, such and so forth. But I've literally not been able to keep up. So I need to find a way. I need to find out how people do this. I need to watch other people stream and do Q&As so I can find out how they do this, because I don't know how to do this. You've just been staring at like single frames for the entire stream. So I apologize for that. But yeah, I think now is a good stopping point. I'll just reiterate. Been very busy recently. Probably not gonna be unbusy for a good while. Unbusy. It's not gonna calm down for a little while, so we will see. But because of that, the update is going to take a little while. It's close. We're really close. We are very close to it being done, but it's not quite done there. And before it releases, we're gonna try and release a paid access, early access version. Yeah. So, anyway, thank you all for coming and talking and listening. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all of you for playing the game and following it and all that. So, anyway, have a great day, guys.